Welcome. My name is Neil Thrussell, and I'm really super excited to have this incredible powerhouse panel with us today. We're from we're from the States, we're from Canada, we're all the way down under, so hopefully we can understand each other. And I'm just super excited. So, as I said, my name is Neil Thrussell. I'm with Best You Can Be. I am a coach, an author, a facilitator, and an absolute lover of life. So, who are you? This way.
I'll go ahead and go. Hey, everyone. I am so grateful and thankful to be here among such incredible business leaders. So thanks for having me. I'm really privileged and honored to be here. I'm Carlos Villarreal, and I won't test you on the pronunciation of my last name. It was very hard growing up as a kid, I can tell you that. But I live in San Antonio, Texas, and I'm a business coach. And I help motivated business owners accelerate business success. I grew up in the retail environment at such an early age, and was a district manager at the early age of 24 years old. And I thought I knew it all, but boy, I think back and I made so many mistakes. But I've had the privilege of working with so many franchise owners for the last 16 years, prior to the last 2 years when I kicked off my own coaching business. So again, I'm so glad to be here with everyone, and I'll turn it over to Ray.
Hey, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody. So my name's Dr. Dre, but without the doctor part. I'm originally from the UK, so please don't hold it against me. I've been in Australia, Brisbane for about 12 and a half years. And the reason that I moved over was for an Aussie girl. So we met over in London. We spent a couple of years together. It was 2008. The GFC happened. At the time, I was selling buy-to-let and commercial finance, and I was made redundant. She said to me, Dre, my visa's running out. Do you want to come back to Australia? And I said, baby, I love you, but I'm not going to Australia. So have you guys ever seen that movie, Crocodile Dundee? Yeah, so I thought Australia was like that. You had the opera house. People would go to school or work on kangaroos. And so I said, look, baby, I love you. I'm not going to go, because if I go, I'm going to end up dying. And she said, what do you mean? I said, you guys have got snakes, sharks, spiders, and I've heard that your drop bears are very dangerous. So I came out for a month. I went to the sunny coast, went to the Gold Coast, absolutely fell in love with the place. And I can't believe more people don't actually live here. Well, I can, because it's on the other side of the world, but it's just a beautiful country. So my background's in recruitment and sales, and I help people get into their ideal job in double quick time. So that basically means now. My sweet spot is helping sales and marketing professionals. And I'm a lover of dad jokes and also football. And when I say football, I mean the round ball, so not the other one as well. So that's me. Over to Emmy.
Hello, everyone. So excited to be here with you all legends. This is an epic call. Thank you, Neil and Jamie, for hosting. My name is Emmy Hernandez, and I am a love and relationship coach. Over to you, Em, Van.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. And I'm so happy to be with you guys today. And thank you, Neil and Jamie, for having me. My name is Van. I'm a life coach. I'm from Melbourne. And I help people who experience stress and anxiety live a happier and more fulfilling life by helping them to reconnect with their authentic self and changing their mindset. Yeah. So I'm very happy to be with you guys today. Successful business owners. So Sarah.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate being here. And Dre, I don't mean to warn you, but there's a drop bear right behind you now. They're pretty dangerous, guys. So yeah, I'm an Australian and I'm living in this place that Dre was scared of and now loves. It's a pretty fantastic country. I absolutely love the Australian bush, and I've just come back from a glamping holiday, which was pretty spectacular. Absolutely loved it. And really enjoying the start to this pretty spectacular year. I've had some hiccups, and how good are hiccups? Love hiccups and mistakes. Super cool. So I am an art therapist, and a bunch of other things, but I combine that under the umbrella of coaching. And it's really cool because I get to work with people verbally, and I get to work with people on a completely silent plane as well. So at times, I don't know about you guys, but I have struggled verbalizing myself. This is when art therapy is brilliant because you don't actually need the words to verbalize it. Just sort of get it out of your head, externalize it, change the perspectives. Like, I know every coach here can change perspectives and helps clients to do that, yeah? So that's what I do, and I really, really enjoy it. Jamie?
Awesome. It's over to me. It's Jamie Adamchuk here, coming to you live from the UE Coaching Studios. It's so great to be here with everyone today. And looking at everyone on the screen, we have the Magnificent Seven here today. That's what I'm going to give us. If it's okay with everyone, I'm going to give us an unofficial moniker of the Magnificent Seven. How does that sound?
Woo-hoo!
Epic. It's really, truly, absolutely great to have everyone on. I want to thank you all for making the time to fit it into your busy schedules. I know me, I don't normally come on with the suit and fancy jacket and all that. Today just happened to be one of those things where it was back to back to back to back. So it's like I haven't stopped since about 2:30 a.m. this morning. So I'm ready. Neil, let's kick it off.
Yeah. And I'm surprised. Well, normally Jamie and I email each other at least or text at least 20 times in a week. I got one text from him this week, and so I know that he's just been absolutely crazy busy. And let's just say we all can probably say 2020 was, let's just say, a little bit of a stinker for a year. But what's one thing that has helped uplift you? Just one thing, the simple thing that you've done to keep you focused, to keep you in that positive energy. I'm guessing Sarah drew something or did something with art therapy. There's a good chance on that. But
drew some paint, yeah.
For me, I wrote. I love to write, and I've got books on Amazon went out, but I wrote. What did you do, Carlos?
Great question, Neil. And you know what I did is in 2020, I participated in 15 communities or groups. There was so much going on where we had to stay home, and that's tough to do. I mean, I get a lot of energy from being out in the public and meeting with people, even if it's just going out for a nice lunch and having a great conversation with a waiter or waitress, the hostess, what have you. But it's tough to really stay home. So I had to keep my focus because if not, I would have gone crazy. So I really immersed myself by getting involved in, like I said, over 15 communities and groups. Because being a solopreneur, it's you have a team, so it's not like in the corporate environment where I used to work and you had a team that reported to you. It's a lot different. You do everything yourself at the beginning, but really your team is the community that you're part of, and that's how I stayed focused in 2020 to make sure that I kept my momentum moving forward.
Thanks. Dre, don't play shy on us.
Yeah, thank you. So for me, the big thing for last year was learning, growing, and developing. So I was consumed with books, podcasts, and also courses, seminars, workshops, and programs. And most of them were online. So that was the big thing for me. Over to you, Emmy. Yeah.
Well, I did something. I was definitely participated in the first ever historic Date with Destiny live event with Tony Robbins. And, I participated as crew, which is a volunteer position for 7 days. And it's a big deal for me to give back to a man in a community that has given so much to me, completely shifted my life and perspective. But that's sort of like on the technical, sort of like mindset stuff. But my big thing is staying in the frequency of appreciation and joy. And one of the things that I was able to do in order to do that was, even during lockdown, my fiance and I decided to buy a virtual reality set and some motion wands. So guess what? We got to explore the entire world. from our living room. We didn't have to go anywhere. We made sure to stay connected with our loved ones and made funny videos for each other. And even in our own home with the VR set, I made sure that we had things to keep us in movement. There's this game that I really love that I'm gonna tell you about. It's called Beat Saber, and it's all about dancing to some jams and having some fun. It keeps your energy up and it gives you that movement, and it's one of the things that made a huge difference for me.
Sweet. What was the name of that again?
It's called the Beat Saber.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Van.
I love Emmy's story. I love the fact that how you and your fiance know how to keep your energy up during this difficult time. And for me, yes, as you all know, 2020 was a really challenging year. So I know that we can't do anything to change the world, but what we can do is to change how we respond to the world now and how we can change our mindset. So I thought to myself that why not using this opportunity to up level my skills, and why not using this opportunity to develop myself. So last year, I spent a lot of time studying and reading. I took 8 courses, and one of them was Unleash the Power Within with Tony Robbins. Yay! Yeah, and 2020 was one of my breakthrough years as well because I decided to become a life coach. And yeah, I my background is social work, so I am a social worker. But because of the lockdown and the pandemic and all the restrictions, and I couldn't follow my passion, so I was thinking what would be a great way for me to still working from home and helping other people. So setting up my life coaching business is a great way for me to reach out to the world to help other people from different countries, and it was amazing.
Wonderful. So am I the only outsider here? Am I the only one that has not physically been to a Tony Robbins workshop? I went to a one day where he was paid to speak at someone else's event, but I've never been. Am I the only one? Apparently, I'm
I'm
the
in
only
that
one.
category too. I am in that category too. I had a live event and then I had a physical hiccup that I needed surgery for, so I had to put it off. So I'm going to go hopefully this year. I think the Queensland one's got me pegged.
Excellent. So what have you done, Sarah, to stay positive and uplifted in this for the past in 2020?
Appreciate the question. It's a really good one. As you mentioned before, yes, I may have thrown some paint. Yeah, as seen here. It's a really good way to release. Just physically throw things around. I think so many people got segmentites in their 4 walls, and physically moving and doing stuff. Writing things down and throwing away. Old ideals and upgrading my identity has been amazing this year. I have joined a variety of courses and masterminds and people from all over the world. And honestly, I would have been playing a lot smaller had COVID not hit. I would have still been playing to my local audience. I still would have been facilitating smaller groups. Thank you for making this happen for me, COVID. I appreciate the opportunity. It's been really fantastic. I've met people from all over the world. I've gone to museums in countries I've never been to. I've had a fantastic time. And what's been really cool, at the start of COVID, I actually broke up with my ex. He works in a hospital, and I said, don't bring that shit home. And don't come back. Yeah. So it's been actually a really huge year for me. And he's actually an audiovisual technician as well. So anything tech related, I would go to him. We were together for quite a few years. So this year I've taken it upon myself to learn technology. My 3-year-old can possibly still beat me in some things, and that's okay with me. However, I'm getting skills in a lot of different techie areas that I don't know that I would have done, again, had COVID not hit. So thank you for the opportunity, COVID.
I think children DNA right now are hardwired for whatever technology is on the market right here, right now. They come hardwired out of the womb. Jamie.
Myself, I made a decision this year. That was my big motion forward. That was the big difference for me, is a decision to stop being a dabbler, to stop doing something only half, only 3/4, to absolutely go all in. And I'm so glad that happened, because here I am, I'm sitting at the top of 2021. I have a team of 7 people working with me. Now, I would have never believed that even 3-4 months ago. I've now got a team of actually 7 people that I work with to create, to do everything that I need to do to take the business to the next level. COVID has been an absolute blessing, because had it not happened, we may not very well be in this position right now. COVID gave us that idea, that thought to be able to do something different. It initiated the whole idea of the word pivot. I mean, we heard a lot about pivot in 2020. It's exactly what I did to get to this place right here, right now. That decision, it put me into work mode. I love to work. Like, I absolutely love, I have a passion to work, because my work, when I'm in my zone of genius, is serving, is making that difference for people to see their businesses grow. And that's something that absolutely lights up my heart. So work, to me, work is complete, absolute pleasure.
Sweet. So let's just go crazy, a little silly here. What's one thing that you have done in your lifetime that most people may not know? Most people don't know that I was a professional photographer, and I specialized in boudoir or implied nudity, and I made a good living at it. What's something that you guys did that not everybody knows about?
I'll jump in. So I was hanging out with some friends a few years ago in another state in Victoria. We were enjoying a good night together, or it was all afternoon into the evening, and someone said, "Are you hungry?" Conversation, yeah, let's get some pizza. Someone popped up and said, "Hey, I know the perfect place." We all jumped into 2 cars. 13 hours later, we arrived at our destination in a completely different state. Very hungry. And it was amazing pizza. We may have eaten along the way too, but I tell you, it was an adventure. And how cool are adventures?
Sweet, I love that.
So did I.
Yeah, look, I'll go ahead and jump in here. So, we know each other virtually, and I know that you probably think that someone of my size and stature, all of 5'4", 135 pounds, has probably played in the NFL. Truth be told, that I never played in the NFL. I did wear a ring for the company I work for. I earned a ring that had 3 diamonds. I guess it did look like a Super Bowl MVP ring. And I had a customer, I was working in the store one time, and this gentleman asked me, he said, "What team did you play for?" And I said, "Excuse me?" And he says, "Yeah, I see your Super Bowl ring. What team did you play for? What team were you a kicker for?" I'm like, I could tell you a big lie right now, but I have never played in the NFL. However, what most people don't know about me was I was a long distance runner. So I have run a marathon. I ran my senior year in high school between cross country and track. I ran 3 hours and 24 minutes. That's the only time I ran it, but that's something that a lot of people don't know about me.
Sweet.
Wow.
Wonderful. Dre's got a story. I know Dre's got a story.
Do you know, while you guys have been speaking, I've been racking like my. I probably don't have a suitable story that I could share. So I'm gonna. If you come back to me, I'll try and think of something.
We don't have to go there. But I love what Sarah touched on. Was life. Was the adventure that she said yes to the possibilities. And that's when we become so constrained in what we think and how we do things, that life becomes dull and boring. And when we allow for possibilities and spontaneity, that life becomes magical. Let's change the question. What have you done that's completely, besides Sarah going for pizza, was completely spontaneous and that has been amazing for you?
I'll jump in. I had an opportunity a few years back. I had started being a coach for UC Berkeley, and I trained tech entrepreneurs all around the world. And I got this call out of the blue from someone who knew me in San Francisco and say, "Hey, Emmy, we'd love to pay for you to come out and speak in Tunisia." And I was like, "Cool, okay." As I'm Googling, on the side, like, where the heck is Tunisia? It's in Africa, right next to Morocco. I had never been there. I had been to that part of the world, and in Spain, but I had no idea where Tunisia was. So I was like, "Sure, okay, yeah, let's go." So I said yes to the opportunity. They bought my tickets, and then I started telling some people where I was going. They're like, "Ooh, Emmy, like, ooh, be careful." And I was like, what? They're like, the Arab Spring started there. Like, there's a lot going on. And I was like, oh, holy smokes, I had no idea. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go and have a blast either way. And thanks to me saying yes to that and being sent first class and stopping by in Paris and having some macaroons, I was able to have the opportunity of stepping into the School of Business at this university and just having one of the best weeks of my life, coaching and training entrepreneurs from around the world in a completely different language. This was new to me. I'm fluent in English and Spanish, and I do keynotes all over the world in both languages, but I had never been translated into Arabic and French. And that was probably one of the coolest experiences I've ever had. And it would have scared me if I had known all of these details beforehand. But since I said yes, I figured I'd figure it out along the way.
Yeah. Well, I would love to share a story about me that I think most people don't know, how I met my husband. So originally I come from Vietnam, and I have been in Australia for 3 years. And the reason I am here because I got a scholarship from the Australian government to study my Master of Social Work. So when I came here, I was a bit lonely because I didn't have my family here. So I decided to go on a mission to search for a partner. And yeah, my housemate introduced to me an app called Tinder. So at that time, I didn't know what it was, so I decided to just give it a try. And and I never knew that I would meet my husband there. So yeah, so he actually was doing PhD in the same school with me, and yes, and we decided to see each other. And some of my friends now are still joking with me that, "Man, I thought that you came to Australia for education, but now to me, you came to Australia for human education."
Yeah. Wonderful.
That is a funny story that most people don't know about me, and now I'm opening up to you guys.
Love it.
Can I oh sorry, Neil, yeah, can I share just a quick spontaneous decision that I've made yesterday?
Can we put it to a vote? No, yes, of course you can share.
So this is like the first time that I'm telling anybody.
We won't tell anyone.
Okay. So I'm going to be going to Thailand for a minimum of 3 months in March. Yeah. So that's something that I decided yesterday.
In what capacity, Joe?
How does that sense feel to make these just decisions just like that?
It's the funny thing is it's been on my goals list for like the last year. So moving to Bali, moving to Thailand, And Bali at the moment, with everything that's going on with COVID, they're not letting anybody in, but Thailand has opened its borders to tourists as well. So I've got the opportunity, and I'm just going to do it. So a little bit scared, a little bit fearful, but also excited at the same time because they're the same sort of feelings.
Yeah,
Sweet.
they are very similar feelings there. Congratulations! I'm excited for you.
Yes,
Yeah.
So
I'm heading to Thailand for my 40th this year. I booked it pre-COVID, and then COVID hit like a week or two later, and I was like, oh, I've just booked this amazing holiday for my best friend and me and my daughter, and oh, what's going to happen? It's great to know the borders have opened again, because that's like Halloween for me. So hopefully you might still be there and you'll be rocking out in the snorkels, checking out the fish. And
When's your birthday?
Halloween, 31st of October.
Okay, awesome.
Wonderful. So not that Jamie ever does anything spontaneous, not anything. If I remember right, he was taking a Kerwin-Rae program and working for Tony Robbins on the Friday, and then something like on the Monday. What did he do?
Yeah, it was time to make a change for me, but that's actually not what I was going to share here today. One of the things I'll go with the what people don't know about me. Before I was a coach, I was in the automotive heavy duty equipment world, but that's not what I was going to share. Before I was in that, I was actually in the military. I was part of the reserves. I've thrown grenades. I've shot rocket launchers, many different types of rocket launchers. I got to play some really cool war games, ride around in tanks and stuff like that. And that was quite the experience. I almost made the decision to go in as an enlisted member. I didn't. That's put me here today, but it was an incredible experience to play with some of those really fun toys.
Wow. I think my fiance is gonna volunteer you to be his best man, because he's gonna want to launch some of those rocket launchers. So be ready for a call.
And it's amazing. So let's come back to the 2021. We're past 2020. 2021, I think, is to take the opportunities to take our excitement and our learnings from 2021 and make it and turn it into possibilities, to turn it into our dreams, our hopes, aspirations. Where are you sitting with that? What are your thoughts and visions from this place of possibilities for 2021?
Do you want me to? I can go. I'll go. Okay. So for me, it's all about collaboration. So over the last couple of years, I've met some amazing people from different masterminds, communities, workshops, and seminars. A lot of them are from the Tony Robbins family as well. So it's all about collaborating with other people. So my personal goal is to help 100,000 people kickstart their career by the end of 2023. It's going to be almost impossible for me to be able to do that myself. But if I can work with, say, you guys and other people, and you can help other people, then that's the quickest way that I'll be able to, or that we'll be able to get there as well.
Sweet. Wonderful. Normally we would do this much later. I got to find but Jamie needs to jump off because he's got another show starting in half an hour. So what's on? I'm gonna black the screen out, and we're gonna go to Insider's Elite. But Jamie, well, you can still talk through it. What is on the show today?
So we're going to share a little bit about the formula for success for 2021. We're going to give some really great tips, strategies, and structure as to what a person can do, business owner or individual, to be able to take and find that massive success, grab it, seize it, and really truly move yourself, your business forward further, fastest.
Sweet, thanks. And it's fun because I won't say it was because of me, but it was because I've reached out to Jamie and said, hey, we should do this show called Uplift. And at the same time, Jamie was reaching out to his friend Nick in Australia. And so we had, for our first uplift, we had Nick and Jamie on there, and it morphed into that Jamie and Nick moved to the side and started the Insiders Elite Facebook. Their show. So it's been a fun evolution. So I usually, when I'm done this show, I go on and log on so I can catch the latest tips, and it's a great show. So it's been out of COVID. That was a year ago in March that we all started all of these programs. Could you let's go a year ago? Could you picture yourself where you are? Did you have a different plan, a different vision of where you would be than where you are right here, right now?
Who are you asking?
I'm asking everyone.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump in. So thank you for your question. That was a really interesting question. Yeah, I remember 1 year ago, I just visioned myself as a professional social worker who would work in a hospital or a school. And because helping others to have a better life is my passion. So I studied social work. So what I could really do is to work as a social worker. And I never did. I know that I would become a life coach. And thinking changes was such a good year for me actually, because working as a life coach can actually help me to reach out to more people and from different countries in the world, and just doing what I love and helping them to become happier and more efficient in their life. Yeah. So totally different now from my vision 1 year ago.
Yeah, from social worker to life coach. Yeah. Anyone else?
I'll jump in here. I definitely did not expect to be where I am now in the best freaking way possible. I started off the year really I'll tell you, at the end of 2019, I was struggling to get a job, really didn't want to get a job, but didn't feel qualified to do the life coaching thing just yet, at least not full time. So I did some other little jobs here and there, and then decided to get certified. And that's when I met my coach, Richmond Din, with Point One, and he shifted everything for me. And then I met Jamie. So I have two coaches. In 2020, I invested in myself the most money that I ever had. Okay. Even when I didn't have it. I knew I committed first and figured it out later. And thanks to that decision, I have 10x'd my income. I mean, it's not even like a joke. I remember I had a call with Jamie. Give you a quick example from like last week, and Jamie didn't know I was going to do this. By the way, I'm going to brag on you, right? I'm not even going to ask for permission. Just to give you guys a quick example of the power of having the right person on your team, right? That's what it's all been about for me, because I've been trying to figure it out for years by myself, and that was stupid, right? Like it was just exhausting, and it was very linear growth, and now it's been exponential. So now I finally understand exponential quantum, okay, quantum growth. And I'll give you an example. I had a call with Jamie, and it was only about 25 minutes long, and it was like jam-packed with gold nuggets. And I told him I have this sales call right after this, and he's like, okay, here's what you're gonna do. Bam, 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 bam. And I called him right after. He's like, let me know what happens. And I was like crying, laughing in the audio when I told him. He's like, what's going on? And I was like, oh, well, he's like, did you close it? What happened? Like, he didn't know what was happening. And I was like, well, I closed it for 13K. And he was like, what? That's amazing. That's congratulations. And then he's like, what would have sold? What? And then he's like, but why are you so like emotional about it? And I was like, well, let me tell you, because if I hadn't had that call with you, I would have sold that same package for the same amount of time for 3K.
Sweet. I can just picture the call.
Neil, have you been recording the phone call? I think that's illegal, by the way.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Everyone else, what has changed? From what you envisioned a year ago, this is the way the plan is going to be, to what actually unfolded because you allowed change to come into your life.
Yeah, I mean, I started 2020 off with no plan. It was just hope, 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 hope. And then COVID hit, and ironically enough, things got better after COVID hit because I had to get resourceful and became innovative. And then because I had no choice, once I launched my company, it immediately went global. I didn't even bother with my local market. So everything shifted. And then having people on your team like Jamie to help with not just mindset, but strategy, then I take that next level to my client, right? And now what cool thing is that women and men are hiring me now for their love and relationship coaching and business bundle, right? So how crazy cool is that people are now saying, hey, can I please pay you $20,000 to help me with X? And I'm like, absolutely. Why can I say yes with certainty? Because I have amazing people like Jamie, Adamchuk, and Richmond Din backing me and giving me the tools I need. Without me supporting myself with them, there's no way that I could support my clients.
Hear, hear. That was beautiful. Well said. So I'm just paying attention to the time to make sure that we give Jamie a chance to jump out. Anyone else have a share that they want? And I just might interrupt it, but anyone?
Yeah, I'll jump in. So for me, like about this time last year, I was in a full-time job for a construction and engineering company. My business was completely different. So it was a job search engine to help young people get into apprenticeships and traineeships. And then I don't know what's happened. So I thought about everything. And out of that, the job search process, what I love and what I've got lots of experience doing, is helping people or coaching people with that interview process. So at the beginning, because we mentioned Richmond Din, so I went to one of his events. There was a guy called Steve he's a great guy, followed me up afterwards. And I remember saying, I don't want to be a coach. But then I just saw the community, how everybody else was being really successful. And I don't know, he sowed the seed, because he was like, oh, you'd make a great coach. You've got a great haircut. I can see how everyone would love you. And that has just stayed with me. I'm going to say he NLP'd me. And that has just stayed with me. And then I got into coaching, and I just absolutely love it. And I've got my own time, and I'm doing what I love. So that was a big thing for me, a big shift.
Joe, would you say your confidence and competence, like that loop, has increased from reaching out and asking for help?
Yeah, definitely. So I've learned so much, and I've achieved so much last year, like things that I'd never ever in my wildest dreams think that so it's just been amazing. Yes. Amazing.
Wonderful. I had taken a workshop with a spiritual teacher, and one of the things he taught me, and then I was forced into doing, is I had to say yes for the whole day. No matter if somebody asked me, would you like to do this? I had to say yes, period. But the only caveat to it so that I could not put my financial life into disarray, and I could not put myself into harm's way. But needless to say, do not walk downtown where all of the destitute people hang out. Hey, buddy, can you spare $1? Yes. Hey, buddy, can you buy me lunch? Yes. Hey, buddy, you got it. It's like I couldn't get through it, but there was so many other things. Hey, buddy, you got time for a conversation? Yes. And it was so crazy, the things, and all I could think about was I learned so much was that I was glad he didn't make me do this or ask me to do this for a week.
I think the opposite of that, if you are a yes person, saying no for a day. Yeah, I work with a lot of people who say yes all the time. And when you say yes to others, you say no to yourself.
Yeah.
Flip the switch, if you need to say no, or if you need to say yes. Yeah.
And that's exactly, because then the other part of the workshop is I had to say no. And in the workshop, everyone was given a script to heart open to say, Neil, and they knew my wife's name was Tina. Neil, Tina needs this operation, and I only need $1. She will die without it. And I had to say no and feel the no. So anyway, so we'll continue on. We need to let Jamie scoot out of here. So as part of our tradition, we let each of the guests leave with some parting words. And so this is your parting words, my friend.
Myself?
Yeah.
Excellent. One of the things that I always share is be true to yourself. Come to that realization of who you are, what you're capable of, truly what you're about to change in the world, and then go do that.
So thank you, my friend. Love you lots, and we will talk with you soon.
Absolutely, my friend. We'll see you all on the flip side.
See you, Jamie.
So yeah, so it's a powerful workshop that I had experienced, because I think we all, as a coach, and what Emmy talked about was really good, is that even though she may have started as a relationship coach, it was easy with the right team in that to move to business, because I believe you can't separate the person from the business as the operator, the owner, because the mess that you carry into your business is the mess that your business takes on.
Yeah, that's a great point, Neil. Obviously, being a business coach, a lot of the times you get on the first phone call with that business owner and you ask them about, like, what are their outcomes, what are the results they're looking for, and 99% of the time it's like, I want to grow more sales, I want my profits to increase, I want to hire better people. It's all about work, right? And as we dig into, having some great questions to really dig into what that looks like for them, a lot of the times it's what's going on in their personal life that's negatively affecting their business life. And so, we all know, they're so intertwined, life and business, business and life. And, if you're happy in your personal life, you're going to be happy in your business.
Yep.
If you're happy at work, you're going to be happy with your family and with your kids and with your spouse. And, they just go hand in hand. The quality of relationships, it's so key. It's so critical. And we work through that. It's not just about like sales and profits. It's about having true life fulfillment, because that's what really fuels us. And that's from the heart.
I experienced the opposite, Carlos. So I don't work with people in business. I work with people's lives, and I get to share their wins with them. When they share with me, when they work on themselves, I've had people who gain like $500,000 and $600,000 that year because they made that shift internally. And then they credit me. I'm like, I'm not a business coach. Like, thank you, but no, you did the work. But you're absolutely right, Carlos. That reflection, that give and take, it's an interesting thing to witness and to help people to go through. Yeah.
It's really it's more than satisfying. It's a lot of times people, the recognition. I shared a testimony I think last night, from someone I've been working with, and a lot of the times, like, it's great to receive that recognition, but I don't think clients really realize how that positively impacts us as coaches, because that just really fuels us more. I know it does for me, and I'm sure it does for you all as well. But it just like really fuels us, and they think like, hey, thank you, you did this for me. It's like, no, really, thank you, because I learned so much more from them as well.
Absolutely. So, Dre, you help people. The product is to sell better, but how much of what you're doing is actually personal development for that person, your client?
It's it's absolutely huge, and it was just really interesting what Carlos and Sarah were saying. So because people think it's just about getting a job, but if you go deeper levels, there's so many things. Like they're lacking self-belief, they're anxious. There's maybe like some trauma that they've experienced from when they were younger. And when I got into this, I didn't realize that, but from learning like NLP and just going a bit deeper, so I can help people on so many different levels as well. So yeah, it's huge, absolutely huge.
I know. I've noticed. Have you guys noticed when you already have, like, before we were coaches, like, let's skip back in time, when you had a job and you wanted to go for another job, it was that much easier because you already had that, propelling you forward. I personally found that. I don't know about you all.
Yeah.
So,
mindset is so important. NLP is so important. And so most of the clients who came to me, they have some sort of fears and limiting beliefs that had been holding them back from living the life that they desire. So I would help them to explore their fears by changing the mindset, and let them know that they are not the helpless victim with their own thoughts, but the master of their own life. And the mind is just a tool for us to do any way we want. And the thoughts that we use can create our experiences. So if we put our attention on something negative, so negative things happen to us. But if we move away from the negative and put our attention on something that we really want to have, something that we really want to do, then we will create channels for our consciousness to create in our real life. And so mindset is so important. And I would like to explore a little bit on what Carlos mentioned, that our personal life affects our business. Because as a coach, I believe that we need to live what we teach our clients, and we need to walk our talk. So for me, myself, I have to change my mindset first, and then I can help my clients to change their mindset, because it's just so important. Yeah.
Absolutely. Mindset is paramount, and it's bottom line, it's everything. Because is the glass half full or is it half empty? And the opportunist in us wants to always see it's half full. Or even if it's half empty, so what? Because then you can fill it up again. Either way.
Yeah. And we are grateful for having a cup, a glass.
Absolutely, yeah. Grateful for the cup, the big cup. And so, what am I looking at time? Okay, so what's the best way? Is this? I gotta go and find my banner here. This is the best way to get a hold of you, Carlos?
Yes, it is. Yeah, Facebook right now. That's the best way to reach me. Look me up on Facebook. You can send me a private message as well.
Excellent. And let me see. Where's the Dr. Dre without the doctor?
Yeah. So the best way to get hold of me is Facebook, Instagram is Dre_by_Dre, and also LinkedIn, just Dre McLaughlin. That's the best way.
Okay, and Amy.
That's me. Best way to get a hold of me is through Facebook, send a DM, or LinkedIn, Emmy Hernandez. And actually, no, it's not Emmy Hernandez on LinkedIn. It's something else. It's a lot longer. So yeah, changed my mind. Facebook.
And Ben, this is what I have for you.
Yeah, so everyone can search for me by typing in my name, Van An, or the name of my private Facebook group. You are a miracle, the journey within.
Okay,
Beautiful.
thank you. And
Hit the link, guys. That's me on Facebook. I am also on LinkedIn and Insta. It's Coach Sarah Wade. And if you are interested, please reach out via DM or join Art Therapy for Busy Professionals on Facebook. You'd be most welcome, and change your perspective and change your life.
excellent. And yeah, coloring. I attended a workshop and it was all men. So there's 100 men in here. And this person just walks out, hands us each a 20 by 30 piece of cardstock, and we're all like, well, okay, now what? And then he's got this great big bag, and he says told everyone to put their blindfold on. We go in and reach into this bag, and he wouldn't tell us what we were getting. We get this because we would have all poo-pooed it and all thought this is stupid. And what we got was pencil crayons. And then we were told with our opposite hand, so I'm right-handed, we had to draw our life with our left hand. And we had 10 minutes to draw our life as we saw it. And then with our right hand, we were allowed to draw a life that we wanted and then compare. And we only had 20 minutes for this whole exercise. And it was phenomenal. And 100 men all complaining at the same time about how stupid this exercise was, right to the very end, 20 minutes at, like you heard people, I'm not done, give me more time.
My life isn't ended yet.
Yeah. And you see some of these guys, they're big, stereotypical what you'd think of the biker gang guys, and they're huge, and they're sitting there with their little pencil crayons. It's so much fun.
Absolutely. I do similar things, in art therapy quite often you will use different hands for different reasons, and you can talk to your subconscious mind using your hands or writing and stuff. It's a really cool technique. Absolutely. Like you mentioned, I quite often work with men, and these are men who haven't picked up crayons or haven't played with Play-Doh or sand, or I get them to do crazy things that they haven't done since primary school, but society has said, nah, that's female. And even still, a couple of years later, the females have said, nah, it's not going to work for you, it's not profitable. So getting people to go back to that childlike state and in changing theta brain state and doing those really cool things is really quite exciting for everybody to experience and to witness. Yeah, that growth is extreme.
I in this same workshop, we were given a tiara, we were given a magic wand, and then we were given costume choices. Well, this was on Saturday morning. I realized that the tutu I was wearing by Saturday night was a little too comfortable for me because it made no difference. I left the workshop space wearing my tiara, my magic wand, and the tutu.
I love it.
So funny.
Yeah. And it was one of these, you just gotta let things go. So as part of our tradition, I'm just gonna give you guys a couple seconds to think about, you heard how Jamie exited, and we're just gonna go through and to exit. And so we're just gonna leave our viewers, our listeners. So this is on Facebook, this is on YouTube, this goes to podcast, so it will be on iTunes, it's on iHeartRadio, so it goes all over the place. So, and you will get a copy of it. I'll send it to you. But I'm going to just ask you to leave our listeners or our viewers with something that you would like to leave them with. So, whatever your dreams, you are worthy of achieving them all. All I ask is you dream big, dream from your heart, and then be willing to take massive action to fulfill these and dream even bigger. Carlos.
Thanks, Neil. I think I'd like to leave with everyone. I'm a firm believer, and this isn't coming from me. I think Jim Rohn said, work harder on yourself or more on yourself than you do like your job or your career. And that's something that I strive to do like every single day. And I would say that, work on yourself, create the person that you want to be. The past doesn't equal the future. So leave any limiting beliefs or past bad stories behind and create the person that you really want to be, because that's something that I strive to do myself every single day, and everything else will fall in line.
Thank you.
Love that. So Neil, I just want to say thank you to you and Jamie and also everybody else for having me on. I've really enjoyed today's show. So I'm going to leave you guys with this. The treasures that we seek are hidden away in the work that we don't want to do. So we just need to take action and do the work.
Sweet. If you got a dad joke, we can come back to you if you got a dad joke.
If we've got time, I can drop one in.
Yeah. Emmy.
We have to, please, Dre. I love, hate your dad jokes.
Love, hate, yes.
I love to hate them. That's why they're amazing.
I think, Dre, you should start writing Christmas card crackers. Like, they need a little upgrade. Am I wrong? Like, yeah, Dre, you've got a new job.
For me, I'm going to leave you all with honor your truth. And what that means is that what is right for you may not be right for someone else. And this is one of the things that most people struggle with. But if you listen to that inner voice, inner heart, that gut instinct that you get from God, the universe, whatever you may call it, and you feel that nudge, follow it.
Sweet, thank you. Van.
Yeah, so I want to give you this. Live a life of choice and don't live a life of reaction. Life is happening for you, not to you.
Sweet, thank you.
So my gift to you all is to get uncomfortable. Be comfortable knowing that it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to ask for help. And when you do that, your confidence and confidence cycle just improves, and you can claim that new identity as you go through that process. And when you do, don't hand that paintbrush to anybody else. This is your life's masterpiece. So go out there and design the life that you desire.
Sweet, thank you. Yeah. Dre, if you got a joke, or we can do this offline.
All right, so it's really bad. So what did Jay-Z call his girlfriends before he got married? Fiance?
Oh.
That's so bad, it's good.
Yeah, it's so bad, it's good. Okay, and so I'm gonna play our little video to kick us out of here, and then but don't go offline. Stay in the green room.